Sports Night right now.
What's up, beautiful people? Welcome to the show. I'm Chris Williamson, and she's Maria Marino. Coming up, the Mets were riding high going into their Detroit series. 4 wins in a row, and with Thor on the mound, they should have been pretty confident, but let's just say that wasn't as sharp as night, Maria.
And with the Yankees rained out in Kansas City, they'll make it up as part of a doubleheader Saturday, but still plenty of injury updates to get you. Plus, we'll recap an eventful week at Jets camp and opening night for the Liberty. Let's start with the Mets, though. They faced a Detroit Tigers team which has lost 9 in a row. The Mets coming off that sweep of the Nationals. Should be an easy night for Noah Syndergaard, right? Well, after giving up a pair in the first, he then surrenders this 2-run bomb in the second off the bat of Jacoby Jones. A terrible start to this one for Syndergaard, who puts the Mets in a 4-0 hole, but it's now a 4-2 game in the fourth. Geico And Maria still seeking his first home run as a Met, and I think he found it. He goes the other way for a go-ahead 3-run blast to give the Mets their first lead of the night at 5-4. Bonus points for an impressive bat flip. Adaney puts the Mets on top. So Syndergaard given a lifeline after his poor start, but would not preserve the lead for long. Miguel Cabrera takes him out to right for a game-tying shot, just his second of the season. Another disappointing outing for Noah, pulled in the 6th, but was taken off the hook for a loss thanks to Pete Alonso down the line. And off the fair pole it goes. 17th of the season for the Polar Bear. Ties the game at 6 at this back-and-forth affair. As you may recall, Rajai Davis homered in his first at-bat as a Met Wednesday, and Aaron Altair says, "Hold my beverage," as he follows suit in the 6th with a pinch hit blast to left. The hardest hit homer of Altair's career. The Mets back on top 7-6. Just a reminder, Tigers have lost 9 straight. Have baseball's second worst offense, but Mets pitching made them look like the 27 Yankees Friday. Jones strikes again in the 7th, drilling a go-ahead 2-run double off Drew Gagno. The Tigers would add another run to take a 9-7 lead. Now a 9-8 game in the 9th. The Mets see only 7 pitches in the inning. Todd Frazier grounding out weakly to end it. Mets lose for just their 4th time in franchise history while hitting 5 homers. 9-8 the final. Here's Noah Syndergaard.
Pitching's really freaking annoying sometimes. It kind of reminds me of my golf swing a little bit. One day you go out there and you feel like you have it figured out, and you go out there the next day and you feel like you're just repeating yourself, but you're not getting the results you want. But I mean, yeah, the results weren't necessarily great, but I tried to take some positive from it. Like my curveball really improved as the game went on. Was really able to snap that thing down, create some good tilts on it. But you know, tomorrow's a new day. What is the level of frustration right now? It's pretty high, just about as normal as anyone when it comes to just riding this roller coaster. You know, back to work tomorrow. It's been real nice to get 5 in a row. I'm going to take full responsibility on this loss tonight because I just simply didn't get the job done.
So a tough loss for the Mets, but a bright spot continues to be Peter Alonso. And check out this comparison to Aaron Judge, brought to you by Geico. In Judge's rookie year back in 2017, his average was higher, but Alonso is right there in home runs and RBIs. Judge wound up with 52 homers that season for the Yanks. For more on the Mets, we'll send it over to Chris.
Thanks, Maria. Time now for Baseball Night in New York with Mark Malusis, Sal Licata, and Peter Body. And so, fellas, excuse me, this team had such great offense on Friday, but the pitching does not come through. How much more disappointing is it, Moose, when this happens like that?
Well, I think it's against the opponent. I mean, listen, you can look at it. I mean, the Detroit Tigers are one of the worst offenses, second worst offense on all of Major League Baseball. They came into tonight hitting .221 as a team, came into tonight just 37 home runs, and we're toward the end part of May. I mean, this is not a prodigious offense that lit up the Mets staff tonight. I mean, that's the issue you have when you look at the Tigers. They're not a particularly good baseball team. They're not a particularly good offense. They're more lifeless than anything else, and they came to life. And that's where you look at the start by Noah Syndergaard, and you say to yourself, you know, this is a time where he can't be making excuses afterwards saying, well, pitching's frustrating. No. No, if you want to be the guy or one of the guys in this Mets starting rotation, I'm sorry, there's not many more lineups easier to get through than the Detroit Tigers in Major League Baseball. So that's the concern you have here. Yes, it's great that they battled back. It's great that the offense is there, and they're getting contributions from a number of different guys in that lineup. But really, it's not a matter of having moral victories here. It's about getting victories, nonetheless.
Syndergaard's got to be better, right? He can't spot them 4 runs, and then when the Mets come back and take the lead, he gives it right back on the home run by Cabrera. You know, fastball's right down the middle tonight. He hung that slider to Miguel Cabrera there to tie it at 5. He has to be better than this. It's been a roller coaster season. He even used that word after the game. But yeah, I don't like any time using any kind of excuses afterward. Like he even said as he was going out there with the 5-4 lead, he had it in the back of his mind that he can't give up the lead. That's not the mentality you want. He's just got to be that bulldog guy. We haven't seen that guy out of Syndergaard. I know he's had a couple of good starts in a row before this one, but this was a bad one for him tonight.
It was a pathetic display from Noah Syndergaard, who goes out there and, look, he's got a terrific personality on social media. He acts as Thor and all this stuff we heard about, Thor and bring the hammer and all this stuff. He hasn't been any good since 2016. And he himself, first of all, I don't want him comparing himself to golfing. He's not a professional golfer. He is a major league pitcher. So this should not be, sometimes it's inconsistent. Sometimes I'm good. Sometimes I'm not. Inconsistencies is frustrating. No, you're a major league pitcher who's actually had success to a certain degree in 2016, certainly high degrees. There are great expectations for him. You cannot go out there and get tattooed by the Detroit Tigers. Not only that, after he does get tattooed, the team bails him out. They get the lead. He gives it up. They get the lead again. He gives it back up. That is a pathetic display from a guy who's supposed to be one of the aces of this staff.
And the thing is, like the fact that you touched on it, Peter, he's thinking about the moments. The fact that he has all these thoughts in his head means he's not a closer, like in the sense of being an ace. And that's something, here's my question. Is this something that we should just expect now from Syndergaard? He's not reliable.
Well, I mean, he's got to have that mentality. DeGrom wouldn't have that mentality going out. DeGrom's going to go out there and Mets give him back the lead. He's going to carry that lead through for the most part. Syndergaard at this point in his career, as Sal said, if he wants to be that big guy, if he wants to be that all-star caliber pitcher that we saw a couple of years ago before the injuries, he's got to have a stronger mentality, a strong conviction in his pitches. And his fastball tonight, whether it's 99, 100, it doesn't matter. If you're grooving it down the middle of the plate, you're going to get tattooed even against the worst hitting team.
Well, I mean, he just doesn't believe. I mean, any way you cut it. I mean, it sounded like a guy that doesn't trust his stuff, doesn't believe, can't make the adjustment. He talks about the fact that, it's going to be the fact that he's, his front shoulders is flying open too soon. It's going to be something that he's going to have to deal with the rest of his career. That's nonsense. I mean, honestly, what are you doing? I mean, that's something that you work on in between starts. That's not an excuse you make after another bad start, because that's the art of pitching. So what you're looking at is a guy that completely can't find that guy that he once was. I'm sure he's clearly frustrated by it. A guy that used to step onto the mound and intimidate lineups. Lineups are no longer intimidating. Listen, if the Detroit Tigers are teeing off on you, any team in Major League Baseball can, and then you're getting the lame excuses after the game. So is it a case right now to expect the inconsistency from Noah Syndergaard? At this stage where he is as a starter, yeah, I think inconsistency is going to come along with the territory.
And if he wants to be a leader, the excuses have to stop. A leader does not do that. They take responsibility.
He's not a leader. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, let's assume the leadership roles. I mean, Pete Alonso right now is more of a leader on this Mets team than Noah Syndergaard is. Jacob deGrom is more of a leader on this team than Noah Syndergaard is. I do not look at Syndergaard as being a guy that steps in that room and leads this Met team.
Now, the silver lining in this game, aside from Syndergaard, Syndergaard just was atrocious, but these replacement players, okay, we got Geico And Maria, we've got Aaron Altair. What do you make of them coming up in the clutch so many times?
Well, I mean, I think it's been Yankee-like. Usually this happens when you put on the pinstripes, all of a sudden you become a better player. The guys in the Mets, the Mets lineup that they ran out there tonight, you can't expect them to win a game, yet they lose because of the starting pitching, and you get Echeverria, as you mentioned, Altair hitting a home run, Rajay Davis the other night, Carlos Gomez. It is remarkable what these guys have done here where you expect nothing from them, and they get in there and produce. Now, it's not going to last forever. That's why you like to take advantage of and actually win these games. But it is nice to see the guys stepping in immediately having a positive impact.
Yeah, I mean, Bertie Van Wagenen went out and said he needed some depth in the organization, and he's provided that with these guys. You almost half expect Matt Kemp, who was just signed today, to come up and hit a home run in his first at-bat, whenever that is, because that's just what the Mets have gotten from these guys. It's been a remarkable run, especially the last few days with Davis, Gomez, and today Altair. But that's what teams need, and we've seen it all season with the Yankees on the other side of town. These young guys and some of these fill-in guys have done the job all season long, and the Mets are getting that right now. And as you mentioned, you don't want to waste it, and that's what the Mets. That's what Syndergaard and the Mets did tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it's refreshing to have guys that can step in for injured guys that can actually play. No, I mean that's nice. I mean, there's a ceiling to their game. There's no question about it. You don't want to ask them to go do too much, and then I think as an organization you'd be hurting a little bit. But if they're able to step into small doses, they could be a refreshing bolt of energy, as you've seen from Carlos Gomez, and be productive players, but you just don't want to ask too much.
Right. I definitely agree with that. Now, the Mets lose for just the 4th time in franchise history when they have scored 5 homers or more. Mark, Sal, Peter, thanks so much for stopping by. All right. Coming up on Geico Sports Night with CC Sabathia hitting the IL recently. James Paxton getting healthy would be a big help for New York, but the Yanks didn't receive good news this Friday about the lefty. Plus, the Mets are running thin on outfielders with injuries, but Michael Conforto could be making a return very soon after he suffered a concussion on May 16th. We'll tell you how close he is to returning in just a bit. And Adam Gase has been peppered with questions this week about if he played a hand in the firing of Mike Maccagnan, if he really wanted Le'Veon Bell. He tried to set the record straight about it all, and we'll have a report on that ongoing saga when we return.
Geico Sports Night is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com for a free rate quote.
Prepare for a rumble up above as the Geico Sky Typers soar through a sky near you. See vintage aircraft, precision flying, and aerobatic action overhead. Be sure to catch the air show in your city. The Geico Sky Typers Air Show Team.
If you want just a little entertainment, try playing board games with a professional wrestler.
Oh, sorry, Cyclone King. You lose a turn. Oh, it was 6. Yay!
If you want entertainment that lasts more than an instant, try a cash word scratch-off from the New York Lottery.
I've got lilac! Yeah! Yeah! 1 letter away from frog! Tonsil! Trumpet!
We got it! Frog!
Yeah.
Play a cash word scratch-off today. You could win up to $1 million.
Ah, summer. Relaxation, fun in the sun, adventure, and once-in-a-lifetime experiences. But wait, what's missing? You. Power up your summer with 5-Hour Energy and win one of 5 amazing experiences. Buy any 5-Hour Energy product, including Cherry Extra Strength. Snap a picture of your receipt and send it in. Because it's about time you are having the time of your life. Power up your summer with 5-Hour Energy.
It's either the assurance of a 165-point certification process, or it isn't. It's either testing an array of advanced safety systems, or it isn't. It's either the peace of mind of a standard 5-year unlimited mileage warranty, or it isn't. For those who never settle, it's either Mercedes-Benz Certified Pre-Owned, or it isn't. The Mercedes-Benz Certified Pre-Owned sales event, now through May 31st, only at your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer.
Hey, Google. Talk to City Entertainment.
Welcome back to City Entertainment. Let's help you find a concert.
Mets outfielder Michael Conforto suffered a concussion when Robbie Cano ran into him on May 16th versus the Nats. But after being placed on the IL, Conforto's feeling much better now and could give the Amazons a much-needed boost in the lineup as soon as Saturday.
I feel, normal. I feel happy that I'm back to doing full baseball activity. I feel good. I feel 100%, and we're just kind of taking it day by day. This injury is it's different because I didn't hurt my shoulder. I didn't hurt anything on my body. It was, it's obviously just the brain. So, just the brain. But everything, I've been symptom-free this, for 5 days and 6 days, something like that. So everything feels fine. In the cage, my swing feels fine. It feels like it was when I stopped playing. So, we're gonna have conversations. I feel ready to go, but we're gonna be smart about it.
To the Yankees, where if you wanted to see more Gary Sanchez and Gleyber Torres smashing home runs, you're going to have to wait till Saturday. The Yankees game in Kansas City was rained out Friday night. They'll play a split doubleheader on Saturday at 2:15 and 8:15. And now CC going to the IL this week meant more pressure for James Paxton to get healthy and off the IL. Well, he's going to be there for a little bit longer after playing in an extended spring game, but still feeling discomfort and pain in his left knee. Paxton went on to the IL May 4th.
The search is on for the Jets' new GM, as reportedly they've contacted Eagles VP of Player Personnel, Joe Douglas, and Bears Assistant Director of Player Personnel, Anthony Champ Kelly. Meanwhile, this week at OTAs, the team moved on from Mike Maccagnan, with Coach Adam Gase addressing the firing publicly for the first time. Our Jonas Schwartz has more.
I think our fans care if we win or lose. We win games, and nobody's going to remember this. I know that. Well, our job's to win. Our job is to win. That's it.
That was Adam Gase's attempt Thursday to move everyone forward from the palace intrigue surrounding the Jets following Mike Maccagnan's firing. And no doubt the players were happy to hear it.
What's upstairs happened upstairs. You can't let upstairs or outside noise affect what we do, in our locker room or inside the white line. So that's all we got to focus on.
Business is business, man. It's just how it is. I've been here for 2 years. I've heard it all. Honestly, so it doesn't bother me. We're not focused on that. That's outside noise. All we can do is focus on what's going on in the building.
But the one part of the noise from the last couple of weeks that bears watching moving forward, the reports Gase didn't want to give a big contract to his big offseason acquisition, Le'Veon Bell. Gase says it doesn't matter.
Whether or not we disagreed on anything, if it was financially, that's a completely different story than the person or the player. And that's where a lot of this gets misconstrued. Like, Le'Veon Bell is a great player. He's a good person. He's been in constant contact with me.
So as for those rumors about trading Bell before he even plays a game with the Jets?
That's ridiculous. That's the first time I've heard of that.
So that's not going to happen?
No.
So while it's highly unusual for a team's big offseason acquisition to deal with trade rumors and rumblings his coach didn't want to pay him before his first training camp with the team, all seems calm, we think, for now, or at least until Bell shows for minicamp in June. Jonas Schwartz, SNY.
Still to come on Geico Sports Night, how SNY helped foster the local youth movement for baseball and softball in a big way. We're talking Play Ball Week right after this.
If you want just a little entertainment, try playing board games with a professional wrestler.
Oh, sorry, Cyclone King. You lose a turn. Oh, I got a 6. Yay!
If you want entertainment that lasts more than an instant, try a cash word scratch-off from the New York Lottery.
I've got lilac! Yeah! Yeah! 1 letter away from frog! Tonsil! Troopers!
We got it! Frog!
Yeah. Play a cash word scratch-off today. You could win up to $1 million.
It's a fact that Michelin tires are designed to maintain braking and handling performance throughout the life of their tires. It's also a fact that Town Fair Tire is New England's largest discount tire dealer. And while Michelin Tire has the right tire for every car, truck, van, SUV, and more, Town Fair Tire has the perfect price. The guaranteed lowest price on any Michelin tire you need. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Yeah! There we go.
This Memorial Day, start your summer off right in a new Chevrolet.
Oh, wow. It's time to upgrade. You guys outdid yourself there.
It's kind of amazing.
An exciting summer begins at your Chevy dealer this Memorial Day.
I'm gonna go and get a Chevy.
And now, during the Chevy Memorial Day sales event, current qualified competitive lessees can lease a Malibu LS for $189 a month. See your local Chevy dealer.
Here's how Old Dominion puts together a winning performance. It takes precision, like how we're #1 in claims prevention. It takes hustle, like our over 99% on-time rate. And it takes consistently going the distance to earn our fans' loyalty. That's why we're #1 in customer satisfaction. Old Dominion, official freight carrier of Major League Baseball.
It's more than who you are. It's who you're with. And it's more than what you do. It's where you do it. Tin Cup Mountain Whiskey.
The Joseph A. Bank Memorial Day sale. Save up to 60% off everything. All suits on sale starting at $199. All dress and sports shirts on sale $29. Plus an extra 50% off all clearance. The Memorial Day sale to remember, only at Joseph A. Bank.
SNY.TV. All things New York sports, all on one site, with easy access to up-to-the-minute news on all of your favorite New York area teams, featuring insider info, opinion, scores, stats, exclusive interviews, and video features, constantly updated by bloggers as passionate about New York sports as you are. Only on SNY.TV, your online home of all things New York sports.
WNBA, Liberty, under new ownership, opened their season against the Fever. Under 20 seconds to go, Liberty with the ball down 1 off the miss. Tina Charles grabs the offensive rebound and is fouled. Charles at the line makes the first to tie it. Then Charles makes the second free throw to put the Liberty up 1. Charles at a game-high 32 points. 7 seconds left. Last chance for the Fever. Candace Dupree gets the pass, drives, then gives it up to Tiara McCowan underneath the rim. She puts it in at the buzzer. Take another look. McCowan able to get the shot off in time. Liberty lose on a buzzer beater, 81-80.
SNY Play Ball Week, presented by Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center, had a positive impact on over 50 youth baseball and softball leagues throughout the tri-state area. They helped to provide equipment, field days, baseball tips, and the ultimate dream day. With more on the incredible week of events that encouraged so many young people to play ball, here's Jonas Schwartz.
The 2019 Play Ball Week, presented by Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center, kicked off with a game day experience for some local leagues. SNY donated 220 dozen baseballs and 20 dozen softballs to more than 50 leagues, some of whom were out at Citi Field and got the chance to throw the ball around with SNY's Keith Hernandez. $5,000 grants were doled out to the Garwood Baseball League in New Jersey, as well as the Kingsbridge Little League in the Bronx. Garwood will be using the grant to help alleviate rain damage on their infield that prevents games from being played.
This is going to have a huge impact. This is really going to jumpstart us being able to get this field in shape and, really jumpstart this league to keep growing year after year and keep bringing kids in Garwood and the surrounding towns to fall in love with baseball.
Thank you for the grant! Thank you for the grant! We love you!
The Kingsbridge Little League has already put the grant to good use by putting down new grass seed and clay, while also purchasing a new tractor to maintain their field.
To have funding and to be able to provide the best experience for these kids, it's what you ask for when you come and be a coach. So to be able to take care of the field, have it nicely manicured and make it an environment where kids want to show up every day. They want to practice on this field. They want to play and have their parents come and see them play on this nice field. It means everything.
Local leagues from New Jersey and Queens were on hand out at Citi Field for a teaching clinic with SNY's Nelson Figueroa and Mets coaches as they provided youngsters with tips to improve their game.
It's one thing to watch these guys on TV. It's another thing to have the experience of being down on the field. And so having the chance to be on Citi Field, the same hollow ground that some of your heroes are on as a kid, kind of sparks that dream that anything is possible.
It means a lot to me, actually, because we come from Patterson. We don't have many opportunities like this.
Rounding out Play Ball Week was a dream day for 10-year-old Thomas DiPietro from Old Bridge, New Jersey. 2 years ago, Thomas was diagnosed with Ewing sarcoma, a rare type of bone cancer.
He's a smart kid, so we basically told him that, you know, he was sick and that we were going to bring him to the doctors that were going to make him all better again.
Now clear of the disease, the lifelong Met fan got to spend the day with the Mets and his favorite player, Todd Frazier, who gave Thomas the VIP treatment.
Yes, that perfect. You got it. Woo-hoo, strike, I love it.
Me and Todd Frazier, we played a game of catch. Syndergaard signed my ball. I got a lot of signed stuff today.
Thomas was also given the opportunity to throw out the ceremonial first pitch before a game against the Reds. Throughout all the events, those involved got to witness firsthand the impact of giving back to the community and the importance of having young children.
Okay, that was super cool. Nice job by all. And we're not done yet on Geico Sports Night. Still ahead, the Mets adding some depth, progress for one of the injured Yankees, and NBA free agency news. Don't go anywhere.
Geico Sports Night is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com for a free rate quote.
Uh-oh. Looks like someone's still nervous about buying a new house.
Is it that obvious?
Yes, it is. You know, maybe you'd worry less if you got Geico to help with your homeowner's insurance.
I didn't know Geico helps with homeowners insurance.
Yeah, they've been doing it for years. What are you doing? Big Steve?
Thanks, man.
There he is.
Get to know Geico and see how much you could save on homeowners and renters insurance.
To be a baseball player is something that I've always wanted to do since I was a really young kid. The fans in New York are diehard. Each and every day I try to leave everything out there. Sometimes it's tough to unwind after a long game. My drive from the stadium to my home gives me that escape. It's great to get in a car that's fun to drive. Performance, luxury, all wrapped up into one. Really, my drive home is when I get to collect myself. I'm Michael Conforto, and this is my ride home in the all-new BMW 3 Series.
Coming down to the wire. Give it drive and gets up the winner. No good. He's back.
And it's going to have 8 feet remaining on this one. This one is for the birdie.
When you bet on FanDuel Sportsbook, you're never far from the action. Right now, place your first bet risk-free. That's up to $500 back if you don't win. FanDuel Sportsbook. More ways to win.
I do my best when I feel safe and inspired to learn.
I want my kids to have better opportunities than I had.
I wish we had classes like the schools across town.
I want to hold our elected officials accountable.
School boards transform communities. Speak up at yours and make your voice heard. Text SCHOOL to 225568 to find out how you can get involved.
We should have classes on how to be an entrepreneur.
I want to make a difference in my community. Let's pay teachers like the professionals they are.
We need to prepare students for the jobs of the future.
School boards transform communities. Speak up at yours and make your voice heard. Text SCHOOL to 225568 to find out how you can get involved.
The Memorial Day sale at Mattress Firm ends Monday, and it's our best deal of the year. Take home a king mattress for the price of a queen and a queen for the price of a twin. Plus, get a free adjustable base with our lowest minimum purchase ever. And this Saturday only, we're giving more for free, like a purple pillow while supplies last. That's right, you can get a king for the price of a queen for the price of a twin, plus a free adjustable base and a free purple pillow. Hurry in, our best deal of the year ends Monday. You won't find this anywhere else. Your budget stretches further at Mattress Firm.
The injury-plagued Mets decided to beef up their outfielder depth by signing former Dodgers All-Star Matt Kemp to a minor league deal. Kemp was released by the Reds May 4th after hitting just .200 with just 1 homer in 20 games before breaking his rib. A positive update for the Yanks shortstop, Didi Gregorius, who's recovering from Tommy John surgery. He'll begin his rehab assignment with the Yanks single-A team on Saturday. Once he begins the assignment, there's a maximum of 20 days that it can last.
And the Knicks can sign free agents up to 6 hours earlier as the NBA has moved up its negotiation period from midnight on July 1st to 6 p.m. Eastern on June 30th. For Chris Williamson, I'm Maria Marino. Thanks for watching Geico Sports Night. Have a great weekend.
I know everybody's loving that. The fact that it's not midnight anymore.
I know. That's going to be great.
What's up, beautiful people? Welcome to the show. I'm Chris Williamson, and she's Maria Marino. Coming up, the Mets were riding high.